Welcome to Wide Angle Conversations Season 2, an initiative of Life by Design with Taruna Aggarwal, sponsored by Diamond Apple, a unique e-commerce concept to sell diamond jewelry and accessories. Visit diamondapples.com to create your own diamond story. Talking about stories, Wide Angle Conversation facilitates meaningful discussions with women who have created their success. We unfold their stories, understand their strategies, and uncover the mantras that enable their success. My guest today is Jayne Nadarajoo, an entrepreneur and educationist with nearly 30 years of experience ranging across preschools, primary, and special education. She is the founding director of White Lodge Education Group Services, Melbourne Specialist International School, and Aspire Centre for Special Needs Education. Welcome, Jayne.
Thank you so much.
I'm so honored to have you on Wide Angle Conversations.
It's a privilege to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a really inspiring portfolio. I think it would do justice if you were to tell us a little bit more about all the work that you do and also how you handle all the different aspects of it.
I am an educator, have been for the last 30 years, started my career very young as a teaching assistant and kind of worked my way all the way up to being a school principal and eventually discovered entrepreneurship. Started my first preschool at 30 years of age and then have just carried on. My work involves preschool education, primary, as well as special needs education. Work motivates me. So to me, being able to do a few things in a day is something that I look forward to. I like keeping myself busy. So I'm someone who goes out to seek new opportunities and I'm constantly looking at how I can do things better. So over the years, I've been able to constantly not only motivate myself, but also motivate my team, keep our practices current and grow together with the children and celebrate the many memories that we have created and continue to create.
Right. But your passion is clearly education, and that too, an equal opportunity for all children. Tell me about how you got onto this path. Was it always what you wanted to do, always a passion, or was there a specific an inspiration or motivation?
I think it comes from a space of making a conscious decision. I think for me, it's what you put out there is what you get. And I think if each one of us looked beyond our own needs and looked at what the greater community needs, I think, the world will be a better place. I am privileged to be able to extend my skills and use it in a more meaningful way. So equal opportunity to me means many things, but in one thing that's most prevalent in my work is that I feel that education should not be a privilege. It should be an entitlement. And so I work towards that. I work towards creating many new opportunities to support individuals who are differently abled. And I think we're very blessed in Singapore. We have many resources. We have great expertise. And I think everything's within reach as well. So it's been a real honor to actually showcase such practices in Singapore.
Right, wonderful. It appears that entrepreneurship is inherent in you. Since the time you started, your business has only just grown and expanded. So what are the success factors that you would attribute this to?
I think the main one would be a desire to want to live better, to want to provide more for my family, a better life, better education for my children, as well as to support the community in whatever way I can. I'm very actively involved in many projects that support the less fortunate. So I think that drives me, that motivates me to want to do better. I'm someone who believes in going out there and making it happen instead of just waiting for it to happen. Plus, having a team of very young individuals, you constantly want to be a role model for them. You want to help them think broadly, to take some risks. So these are some factors that have helped me not only grow my business but also to grow as a person.
Every story is written with challenges. So you tell us about a most challenging situation that you faced and what your learnings were from that.
There are many, but I think what I have learned to embrace with maturity is that challenges give you wisdom. Winning gives you happiness, losing gives you wisdom. So I think I've taken the challenges, especially in one major setback would have been a time when I was very passionate and very excited to set up my first international school. Sadly, it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to work. People are different. We have different aspirations, and I think when it was time to walk away, I felt very hurt and disappointed. But then I remember a mentor saying to me, it's like, what are you going to do with it? It's not what has happened, but where you're going from here. And then I took that, and then I went ahead to open a special needs school.
Okay.
So if I hadn't gone through that, I think I'll still be caught up in just focusing on what's not going so well. So I think challenges, it's what you do with it.
All right. So the challenges that you faced, you converted them into an opportunity, and I've just moved forward with that.
And learn not to get there again. But when you get there, you have a shield, and you know how to how to face it better.
Yeah, you're wiser with one,
Definitely, and bolder.
wiser and bolder. Yeah. And at one of our earlier discussions, you mentioned, that you should be living in your dreams and not your fears. That to me is a very powerful statement. Tell me what it means to you.
So I started my business 30 years ago. I think at a time where there wasn't as much awareness created for women and equal opportunities for women. Now, I am in a profession where it's predominantly women, so people would just assume that you were just a teacher. Even if you were the entrepreneur in the making, people didn't give you any extra privileges. You still had to be the mother, you still had to be the wife, the daughter. Situations can actually break a person if you are not brave. You have to be brave to say that you're not going to every school meeting, you're not going to every school concert, and that's okay, because you have to divide your time between what you want to do professionally and how you want to live, without compromising either or. So I think bravery is most important, and I think my statement refers to the need, especially if you're a woman, I think, not to feel guilty, yet again not to give up any one of the roles, because it's such a beautiful thing to have the role of a mother, to be a wife, to be a friend. So I think if you're brave and you say, look, you're going to go out there and you're going to live it, you get to live your life.
Yeah, so don't give up on your dreams so easily. I mean,
you don't have to
give up on your dreams. You can. And I think as women, we do multitask a lot. We do a whole lot of things. We can juggle a lot of things. So
we sleep lesser, maybe.
Yeah, we sleep lesser. Yeah, true, but we can multitask.
True.
What is your future vision for your work?
When I started the special needs school, what I wanted to do was to make it available, to also to make it affordable, to extend the services beyond just school. I want to take it to a day center. We don't see enough people with disabilities on the street in Singapore. Singapore is well set up. Sometimes, I think when a space is too safe, there's no need to think out of the box. A lot is done for us in Singapore, and I think we forget that we have a responsibility as individuals. I feel very strongly about talent development. People who are differently able should be constantly and continuously included in our community. So we're working towards the day center being a safe space where parents can come with their children to dine. Children can continue to be, well, not even children, young adults can be part of the community. We are creating opportunities for talent development where competitions, I think it's good to celebrate. Not everyone has a talent, yet everyone can contribute to the community in some way. So that's what we're working towards. We are going to take our schools all the way up to from preschool to high school is what we do now, but we like to take it to a day center that supports young adults from 16 right up to, say, mature ages of 55 before they can go into a home with support. And if they can continue to live independently, why not? So we hope to bring the visual arts and performing arts model to the larger community in Singapore, to say that it's not just about the academics, but it's also living with skills, living independently, but living with the right to be part of the community.
Wonderful. I've experienced that myself. You gave me the opportunity to attend the Aspire Center Assembly, and I was really touched by all the work that you were doing, and really with all the volunteers and teachers who are doing the commendable work. You, through art and dance and music, are giving children with special needs a chance at a normal life. And not only the children, but also their families. And all of this work that you are doing, although very satisfying, it must be taking a lot of energy, emotional as well as physical on your part. So, how do you take care of your inner well being, and how do you maintain that equilibrium?
Mm. The work, interestingly, the being able to provide opportunities, being able to make changes, it's a sense of freedom. It actually gives me, it's probably an outlet for me
Mm-hmm.
than work. So I think when I do what I do, I not only motivates me but also gives me a sense of joy.
Right.
Um, when it gets, I mean, of course, I think the children are innocent.
Mm-hmm.
They love you unconditionally. People, adults, can get more complicated.
Yeah.
So I think for us, what is important is we work together. We make sure there are times that we do things together. Personally, for me, I am very religious.
Okay.
So religion is a big part of who I am and how I live.
Mm-hmm.
That has been my outlet. Having a very supportive family, having a balance. So you must be able to differentiate what your role is at work and your role in your personal life,
Mm.
and the support of family, friends, supportive team members. I think these are some things that keep you going.
Right.
And for me, that has been the success of who I am and who I continue to be.
Right. So your work is actually energizing you, more giving
Totally.
you a lot of energy, and to keep going.
Yeah, and the freedom, the sense of freedom to make change. I
Yeah.
think that not many people get. I don't know how many people get to experience it, but it's very liberating.
Mm.
It's people say that they're very passionate about what they do, and for me, I think it's a gift.
Yeah.
And if you are able to do it and to make a difference in the world, that's a gift, and it's what you do with that gift.
Mm. Jane, usually we all have a lot of dreams. We want to do a whole lot of different things. We then, as you may say, that we have different possible versions of us. Yeah. Where do you see yourself? I mean, if you were not doing this, is there what else would you be doing? Do you see yourself?
Mm, I like cooking, so I would have done something in the arts. Maybe I'd be a chef. Maybe instead of having schools around, I might have kitchens around. I'm sure I would have some sort of a vocational training center. But instead
Mm.
of teaching children to read and write, I might be teaching them how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be one other opportunity that I think I would have explored. Maybe it's something I'll do in the future. I don't know. I like entertaining.
Okay.
So.
So, and maybe in the future, then you'd have me visit you. I can try my hand at your baking and your cooking, which you say you're so good at.
Yeah, we can always do that and then raise money for the less fortunate. It's more meaningful. So
Yeah,
we can use again our talents to do something, or just get together and maybe cook and have a nice glass of wine.
yeah, that would be lovely. I'd look forward to that.
Anytime.
Yeah. No, thank you, Jane. That was really wonderful. It was an awe-inspiring sharing and a beautiful, truly inspiring story. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your time and giving me this opportunity to share my story.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.